Jeff Sessions is growing pissed at Trump, his allies say. And he plan to quit. Attorney General Jeff Sessions has no plans to leave office, as friends say he has grown angry with President Donald Trump following a series of attacks meant to marginalize his power and, potentially, encourage his resignation. Sessions is totally pissed off about it, said a Sessions ally familiar with his thinking. It is beyond insane. It is cruel and it is insane and it is stupid. Sessions' allies say the president's criticism of the Attorney General is counterproductive. Perhaps more than any other member of Trump's cabinet, Sessions has been an uncompromising advocate for Trump's agenda. The Attorney General has worked methodically to dismantle Obama's legacy at the Justice Department, reconsidering the department's efforts to make troubled police departments change their practices, changing the DOJ's stance on voter ID lawsuits, and rolling back former Attorney General Eric Holder's sentencing guidelines that were aimed at reduced incarceration and balancing out drug crime-related punishments. Every pick for a U.S. Attorney's office that Sessions has made has underscored the administration's focus on border security. He has visited the border twice to emphasize a desire to prosecute undocumented immigrants. He has passionately defended Trump's so-called travel ban and threatened to withhold funding from sanctuary cities. In the process, he has become public enemy number one for progressives, which makes his targeting by Trump so baffling to those close to him. He is not going anywhere, said another Sessions ally. He is not going to resign. What he is accomplishing is way too important to the country. Rather than quit, Sessions insiders predict the Attorney General will call Trump's bluff. And unlike other members of Trump's cabinet, he has political wiggle room to do so. Trump's base of support immigration restrictionists, rank-and-file law enforcement officials, and states' rights conservatives were Sessions fans before they flocked to the president. They may very well scoff at the idea that the administration would be better off without its AG. Sessions also enjoys continued support in the Senate, where he served for a decade. On Tuesday morning, Senator Lindsey Graham, R. South Carolina, pushed back on Trump's attacks and called the president's encouragement that Sessions prosecute Hillary Clinton over her email use highly inappropriate. Much of Trump's senior staff in the White House don't expect Sessions to leave any time soon either. The Attorney General has several hardcore fans within the top ranks, including Senior Advisor for Policy Stephen Miller and Chief Strategist Steve Bannon, the latter of whom has previously dubbed Sessions his mentor. Sessions isn't going anywhere. We've all lived through enough of these episodes where people end up getting on the president's bad side, but guess what? They're still around, one White House official noted. The official added that they have every bit of confidence that Sessions can manage to ride out the storm. Sessions' allies insist that the president's criticisms should be directed at Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. The Justice Department regulation on recusals is extremely clear. Sessions had no choice but to recuse himself from investigations related to the 2016 presidential election. And that includes any investigations into Clinton's email server. Given that he had to recuse, the responsibility for making Bob Mueller special counsel for the Russia probe lies with Rosenstein. But the president has yet to even tweet Rosenstein's name, though Trump hinted at him last month in one missive. Sessions' allies also point out that if the president wanted to get rid of Mueller, he could just get rid of Rosenstein. The fact that he hasn't done so and is, instead, fixated on his Attorney General, is treated as evidence that he is behaving irrationally. As Trump continues to torment Sessions, some of the AG's allies have begun advocating steps to re-establish his position inside the administration. In particular, leading conservative voices have begun